Well, when Dad first came to or moved to New York to play for the Yankees in '51, his roommates were Johnny Hop and Hank Bauer, and so
Yeah.
they had one room there, and it was like three cots, I guess. Dad said they were like army cots, and Dad was a rookie, so if they wanted beer or sandwiches or whatever, he had to run and go get it. But they just had, I think that really got him ready for what he did, because those guys took him in, taught him everything. And my dad, and I don't know how long they lived there, it was above the stage Deli. And Dad said, of course, that place had the greatest food in town. He'd never had things like that. And he just couldn't believe the pastrami sandwiches, how big they are. And he loved New York. He really did. And that was just something special for him.
You just mentioned the Stage Deli, a legendary restaurant on 7th Avenue for many, many, many years. And the amazing thing is, you said not one, not two, but three Yankees living above the Stage Deli in one apartment. You know how times have changed with the money now that's made versus then. Such a close relationship with Billy Martin. And, just tell us about that for a moment.
Well, Billy was one of Dad's good friends. Him and Whitey, they were called the Three Musketeers, but they always kind of hung around together. And of course, Billy got traded in '57, I think it was, and they thought Billy was the bad influence. It really didn't come out that way because I think they all had their own fun. But Billy would come stay with us during the off seasons, and he would cook and everything for us, and he'd always get those big old pots of Italian stuff going, and Mom loved it and everything, but then she's always the one that got to clean it up, so that part she didn't like. But we'd go hunting with Billy, and he just stayed around with us, but they were just the best of buddies.
I'm sure you would agree with this, between a solid career, but just as importantly, legendary manager, success everywhere he went. I think you could easily make the argument that Billy Martin should be in the Hall of Fame.
He should be in the Hall of Fame. That's for dadgum sure.
Yeah.
We got traded in '57. We all know the legendary story. It broke Billy Martin's heart. But we know they went out a lot. They went out on the town. They hung out with the Rat Pack. In '57, the thing that got him traded was the Copacabana. A big fight broke out in the Copacabana. They were out with the wives, Yogi with his wife. There was a lot of people that were there, to witness the night. They were minding their own business. Guys at the next table were making racial comments to none other than Sammy Davis Jr. Yes. And the Yankees wouldn't stand for that. And they came to Sammy Davis Jr.'s defense, but a big fight broke out.
A bad day for everybody because Dad and Billy were roommates, and so, that night at the Copa, like you said, everybody was with their wives and they'd gone to see Sammy Davis, and a bowling crew came in and they were celebrating their whatever
championship,
something. They had done something too. So anyway, they started getting on Sammy, and the Dad and the rest of the Yankees didn't like that, so I think Hank or somebody told them, hey, you guys keep it, cut it out. You're embarrassing the women. And, it's trying to be nice about it. But the guys, they had been drinking, the bowling teams. And so Hank said next thing he knew, he saw Dad and Billy following some guys to the cloakroom. And so, of course, you don't have to tell Hank anything. So, he got up and went in there. And, to this day, I don't think anyone ever said who did that. So,
who threw the first punch?
Right.
I don't think, because you would ask Dad and Billy and them, and you never got a good answer. So I just took it to, that's just what me and David are talking about. They were all just brothers, and they weren't going to talk about either one of them. So,
Danny, start us off with those golf outings for Make-A-Wish Foundation, and tell us about that.
Yeah, Dad every year had a golf tournament up in Oklahoma, and it was at Shangri-La, just north of Tulsa, and it was a huge tournament. Everybody, all of his friends would come. I mean, Stan Musial was always there. Just everybody you could think of.
Playing his harmonica.
That was still at a time when those guys, they could still travel and all that. So, but Dad, we had cancer in our family, obviously, and Dad just loved kids, and was able to raise a lot of money for Make a Wish, and so that was something that he loved doing every year, and so and luckily he was able to do that and raise some good money, and so but yeah, he was just very proud to be able to help the kids and stuff like that. So
David, celebrities, your brother said celebrities, not only baseball celebrities, right? Football. I mean, that was pretty amazing, no?
Yeah, there'd be football stars, even country western singers, uh,
actors.
actors. Just anybody that can make it would come.
When you think about that Make-A-Wish Foundation, those are kids who are very sick, Danny. There's a poignant picture of your dad. Got emotional, no?
Oh yeah, the cover of, I believe it may have been the last tournament that Dad did. It had a picture of my dad with the little boy, and the little boy had a baseball bat, and Dad had his arm around the little boy, but Dad, and the little boy felt, he did pass away, and when my dad found that out, it was just very hard on him. And,
Yeah.
I think that Dad was just a quiet helper. He never would have wanted to take any kind of um, you know positive stuff from that at all. So it just meant a lot for him to be able to help those kids.